Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a place that really stretches our idea of time itself. We're talking about Kashi. You might also know it as Varanasi or Banaras. It's often described as, well, one of the most ancient, spiritual, and culturally packed cities anywhere on Earth. There's that famous Mark Twain quote that everyone
Oh,
mentions.
yes, the Banaras one. Older than history, older than tradition,
Older even than legend.
and looks twice as old as all of them put together. It's quite a statement, isn't it?
It really is. It perfectly captures this feeling of, immense age. But how much of that is poetic license versus actual history? Is it truly that ancient?
Well, it's fascinating because the evidence suggests it's not just poetry. Archaeology, historical records, they point to continuous settlement for over 3,000 years.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's arguably the oldest living city in the world. Still inhabited, still evolving.
3,000 years. Continuously. It's hard to even wrap your head around.
Exactly. Think about that continuity. Generation after generation, adding layers. It's kind of incredible. And the name itself, Kashi, it means to shine in Sanskrit. That's why its nickname is the City of Light.
The City of Light. Okay, so that's not just about its age then. It's tied into its spiritual side too.
Deeply. I mean, its whole identity is woven around spirituality. It's considered the eternal home of Lord Shiva. The Kashi Vishwanath Temple is, the main focal point for that devotion.
And there's this profound belief about dying there, right?
But
About moksha.
yes, absolutely central. The belief is that dying within Kashi or having your ashes put into the Ganges there grants moksha. That's liberation from samsara, the whole cycle of birth and death.
So it becomes this ultimate pilgrimage site, but specifically for the end of life.
For many, yes. It draws people seeking that final spiritual release. It really shapes the city's atmosphere, this constant awareness of life, death, and transcendence.
And that setting is so iconic, right on the banks of the river Ganga, with all those ghats.
Over 80 of them. Those steps leading right down into the river.
The Dashashwamedh Ghat is the famous one, isn't it? Where they hold the Ganga Aarti.
That's the one. Every single evening. It's a huge spectacle.
Fire lamps, chants, bells. I've seen videos. It looks overwhelming.
It is. Thousands of people, priests, performing these intricate rituals. It's a really powerful sensory experience, a kind of living prayer. And then there's Manikarnika Ghat.
Ah, the main cremation ghat.
Exactly. The most sacred one, directly linked to that promise of liberation, of moksha. But Kashi's spiritual importance isn't just Hindu, interestingly. Nearby, you have Sarnath.
Where the Buddha gave his first sermon.
Right, yeah. So Kashi sits at this crossroads of major spiritual traditions. It's been a melting pot for religious thought for millennia.
It's amazing how it's both deeply spiritual and also this major center for learning and culture historically. How did those two sides develop together?
That's one of the really unique things about Kashi. The sacred and the scholarly have always gone hand in hand. For centuries, it was the place for studying Sanskrit, philosophy, astrology, even medicine and music, a true intellectual hub.
And that continues today.
It does. Look at Banaras Hindu University, BHU. It's a major modern university, but it carries on that ancient tradition of knowledge seeking. It sort of embodies Kashi's spirit, where ancient wisdom meets modern inquiry.
And the arts flourish there too, don't they? Music, for instance.
Oh, absolutely. It's world famous for Hindustani classical music. Pandit Ravi Shankar, the sitar maestro, had deep connections there. You can almost feel that musical heritage.
And the saris. Banarasi saris.
Right, those incredible hand-woven silks, often with gold and silver thread. They're not just clothes, they're like works of art known globally, a living tradition of craftsmanship.
It's incredible. So you have this continuous line of spirituality, learning, art, and it attracted some really big names over the centuries.
Definitely. Think about Adi Shankaracharya, the philosopher who revitalized Vedanta. He was there. Tulsidas, who wrote the popular version of the Ramayana he lived and wrote in Kashi. Even modern figures like Swami Vivekananda spent significant time there drawing inspiration.
What is it about the place that fosters that attracts these, well, monumental thinkers?
It's hard to pin down, exactly. Maybe it's that blend, the deep spirituality, the tangible connection to ancient history, but also this vibrant, living culture. It's not a museum piece. It's constantly alive, constantly generating new thought, new art, alongside these ancient rituals. The past and present are just completely interwoven.
So when we think about this, what does Kashi's story mean for us, for you listening? I mean, just consider that endurance. How does a city stay older than history, as Twain put it, yet remain so alive, so relevant, constantly learning and inspiring? It really makes you think about what gives a place or even an idea lasting power.
Yeah, it really does. What can we learn from Kashi's sheer longevity, its role consistently as this center for human striving, spiritual, intellectual, artistic? What does that teach us about what makes something or some place truly timeless? Not just old, but enduringly meaningful. It's something to ponder, isn't it?